Hey YouTubers and gamers, he's back. It's 2024. It's time for another pickup video. But it hasn't been a pickup video for the past 2 months. Well, for the past 6 weeks I'll say there's been no pickups, and for the next couple of months there's not going to be any other new pickups, to be honest. But saying that, I do have a backlog, a big bag of stuff I picked up in the previous 6 months, I suppose. So, and many of it, some of it was bought over a year ago. It was pre-order stuff and stuff. So I still have stuff to show you guys. Yeah, I'd like to wish everybody a peaceful new year and peace and good health. That's the best thing to wish people, really. Saying Happy New Year to people is a bit generic, really, especially given the fact that world's pretty shit overall, with wars left, right and centre, cost of living crisis, and it doesn't look any better, does it, really? But politics aside, for people interested, my good wife, Nikki, she's finished a treatment for breast cancer, and she's back at work since last week. We had a drastic reduction in income for our family, given the fact of her sickness, and so I've had to sell some old. I had suitcases of old games which I was just stockpiling for future, but I just took half of them down to CX and just sold them all, just to make up for the loss of income, and obviously I've massively reduced expenditure too. So this is what the things that you have to do, you know. You know, at the end of the day, my wife's health is more important than anything, and she's doing okay, touch wood. But I hope everyone else out there is okay health-wise and things. Obviously that's most important than anything in the world, isn't it, really? So pickups. I've got a mixture of what was mostly new games more than anything else. I would say newish, new generation. There's a little bit of retro, which I'll show you at the end. But before we do that, I've got a couple of pieces of hardware to show you guys, which I pre-ordered. Some was about a year ago and some was about 10 months ago, so it was all paid for then, it was. And so that was just as well, because I would never have been able to afford it in the last month or two. One came in this brown box. Can anyone guess what it might be? It is the Atomic Edition of the Evercade Versus, which, for those who know, is the Duke Nukem set. Yeah, it comes with a 2 Duke Nukem Evercade game carts, plus a nice Duke Nukem style console, which is really sexy. It's probably the best looking Evercade out there. I can't remember what it was, but I said it was all paid for over 8 months ago, so a nice one to have. I do have a handful of Evercade games, but I mostly pay them on the handheld, the professional one. I thought it'd be nice to get a console. When I saw that over 8 months ago, I thought, yes, that's probably the best one to go for, really, because the white one's pretty ugly, if you ask me. And also, if I was to show you another thing, this black box, a lot of us have got it. Why is it in clean film? Well, that's because I've emptied it. It's actually been used in the game room, and that is the Analog Duo. I only got one CD game, that's Snatcher, to be honest. And there's probably about another 2 CD games I will get at some point, but most of the CD games are stupidly expensive. And I know you can rip them, and I'm not going to bother ripping them, because I think at some point there's going to be some kind of firmware, a bootleg firmware, you know, and you'll be able to play old games from the SD card at some point, I imagine. Which is probably just as well, because a DVD drive in it, even though it's an LG DVD drive, it doesn't sound incredibly it doesn't sound tough, you know. It doesn't sound incredibly strong. On the plus side, it's a common DVD drive, so if it does go bust, it will be fixable. But still, I think I'm going to limit the use of a DVD drive on it, and just mostly use it for Who cards, because that's what most of my collection are, is Who cards. And like I said, playing them from the SD card in the future. So that's what I'll probably do. I got the Retrobit PC Engine type the TurboGrafx version controller connected to it. I used the dongle in the end because I did try installing the software, and then as I got a Mac computer, not a PC, you have to install it on the card very differently. It's very complicated, and I must have done it wrong because I couldn't get it to work. But the trouble is, if you do install that software so it works from the built-in Wi-Fi bit on the console, the dongle that comes with it is no longer usable unless you reverse the firmware software or whatever. So it makes that redundant. So I thought, for the sake of having a piece of plastic at the back of a console, which I can always take out and put in another console in a point in the future and still have wireless compatibility. Disengaging that that dongle, in my mind, it's not really worth it. Really, it's fixing a problem by making a bigger problem in my mind. Because there's no problem with having that plastic thing at the back of the console. It's not in the way or anything. So that's what I'm going to do. Anyway, apart from that, I quite like the console overall, even though the DVD drive doesn't sound my most robust drives out there. But it's supposedly LG, and LG are, it's not like maybe it just sounds weaker than it actually is. Who knows? Let's hope so. But the rest of the console I'm quite pleased with. Moving away from consoles onto other stuff, hardware. I think what I'll do is I'll do the Switch first, and then I'll go on to PlayStation 5. I'm saving all the PS4 games for another pickup, guys. It is just all the odds and sods today, really. The next one's probably going to be all PS4. So we have got here from America, from Limited Run, Gunvolt 3. So that was obviously pre-ordered probably about 2 years ago, no Limited Run. And also from Limited Run, Esmeralda 2. That is so cool to have for cave shooter. Got this reasonably cheap, Sparks of Hope, Mayo Rapids. Again, another East Asia shop. This is from PlayAsia. It's like a side run and gun type, pervy type, Resident Evil type, inspired type, horror type, pervy game. So yeah, that's a reason to have it. Also, we have another cave shooter from Limited Run, Dodonpachi Resurrection. And this is one of the Perv games on from Amazon. Pretty Girls Game Collection Volume 3. People ask, why are all these collectors like myself getting these games? And it's not because we're perverted, it's just because we know there are games that will be highly collectible in the future. Just the way things are, aren't they? Another game, Raiden 3, the Mikado Maniacs, is that more Maniacs or whatever? So it's quite a lot of bullet hell games, which is really cool. Got this from Limited Run, Doom Eternal. Obviously common as anything on other systems, but on the Switch that's the way to get it, or physical anyway. Got this, also got this on the PS4, which I'll show in a future pickup. But I got this on the Switch because these were dirt cheap. I think they were £16. It's Yumihara Kawase Bazooka. Now, I know there's a remake of the original game, which I'm not that bothered about. The reason why I've got this is because it's got all the other characters, like Cotton and things, and from all the other, and the little witch character from those other shooters and so forth. So that's a reason to pick this up. It is in effect, another cave shooting Cotton type. Cotton spin-off, I'll say. It's not I would say. So there's a reason to get it for a collection. From Pix and Love Games, again, I pre-ordered this ages ago. Must be about a year and a half or 2 years ago. So again, paid for then. Pix and Love Games, Neo Geo Pocket Selection Volume 2. So what we got on here? Battle Paradise, Baseball Stars, Pocket Tennis, Neo Geo Cup Plus 98 or whatever it is. And And I think there's another game which I can't quite read without my. Well, it's a few more actually, quite a lot more actually, but another 6. Mega Man Battle something. Big Bang. Card Fighters Clash. So there's a good, probably about 10 games at least on there. Yeah. I need to wear my glasses more. Again, from limited run only, a physical copy of Alien Isolation, the collection. This has got all the DLC on one cartridge, so it's really nice to have it all complete in one place. Again, you can download this game, but you can't get a physical format of Alien Isolation, which arguably, I say arguably, I think most people would agree, it is the best aliens-based game ever. Another respectable game is Terminator Resistance on the PS5. I had the collector's edition, I wanted to get the standalone edition. Evil Dead the game, again this is mostly online playing only, so it's again it's for a collection. No More Heroes 3. We've got that Raiden game, Raiden 4 Mikado Manix. I've got one of the launch games for PS5, Returnal. Extremely hard and difficult. I've put 20 minutes in it, and I don't think I've got the patience to keep playing again and again and again, to grind a little bit further and then restart and grind, restart, grind. I just haven't got patience for that sort of game, even though it's beautiful, and that's why I got it, because it was cheap and beautiful. Alright, it's Final Fantasy Origin Stranger Paradise. Right, this is for Chant Limited Edition. To be honest, I think they're all limited editions really, but it comes in a nice box with a little art book of sorts. I think this is limited one again. Yeah, Outbreak Contagious Memories. Steelbook edition of PS5. Street Fighter. What's that? 6? Yep, Street Fighter 6. No doubt there'll be about another 4 or 5 versions of that game. Usually are with every Street Fighter. Excuse the phone notifications. Okay, we've got here The Witcher Wild Hunt 3. Again, complete edition, so it's good to get a complete game with DLC and everything on one disc. And again, another bullet hell type game, Devil Engine Complete Edition. PS5. I think I got that from Amazon Japan. This is another limited one, even though it was released in PAL, which I should have got, but I had pre-ordered this before we know we got a PAL release. So you can get this in PAL territory, it's quite easy. The Wine, but to get in America you can only get from limited one. Horror game. Day 1 of Callisto Protocol. It's supposed to be an okay horror game. Some people say it's a bit overrated, but I don't know. Alright, Xbox One, I got a couple. Again, I had to get Raiden 3 again, Mikado Manix. So I tend to get Raiden multi-system, just because it's bullet hell. Then Skywalker Saga. Actually, I'm playing this on the PS4 as we speak, really. My daughter had played it well over a year ago, and I've not got around to it. And so I thought I fancied a nice, you know, game I can dip in and out quite easy without any thinking or memories or what happened before. So I wanted a game that was not too complicated. I had a lot obviously going home on personally with work and family and everything else. So yeah, I just wanted something straightforward. Dead or Alive 5 Ultimate on PS3. I think I had all the Dead or Alive Ultimates, the Dead or Alive games on the Xbox, but I thought I didn't have this one on the PS5, so I thought, yeah, I have it. This game is all new and sealed. I think you can only get it from Europe, but Spain. It's like Monster Mario. What do you call it? Smash Brothers. It's like Smash Brothers, but with like funny cartoony animation of like Japanese fighters and all sorts of things. It came out in Spain, I think, and so it's a it's exclusive to there. I've just got that for a collection. It actually looks quite good. If you see videos of it, it looks quite good, and that wasn't too expensive. I have finished collecting for PS2, but there's 3 games. Well, there's 2 which I thought I'll get just because to be more completist. Well, not complete PS2, but complete for certain IP. So, Dead or Alive 2, Dead or Alive 2. Again, I had this on Xbox, but I thought I'd get it for PS2 as well. But, you know, it's a cheap game. This one, Freak Out. I had the alternative cover, which is like a cartoony hand or ghosty hand. And I saw that there's this variant cover too. So I thought, as it's cheap, I get both. Because it's got horror based. You never know, horror games on a PS2, they do go up in value. So I thought, you know, as it's a variant, I don't know if that's the original or the other one's a variant. I don't know, but as there's 2 covers, I thought I might as well get them cheap. And another game, Mark Geordie Slasher. He showed this in a pickup video months ago, and I never heard of it before. And they came from The Skies. It's a sci-fi game. I think you control like a jet fighter going around shooting down UFOs. It's a cheap game, but it looks cool. So again, I didn't have it for PS2, so I have got that now. Even though it's a real, it's difficult finding room for these PS2 games in that over there because it's just full. But that's it, a normal PS2, definitely. Okay, retro. What we got here? We got. Let's do it in reverse. So, Sega Saturn. Japanese. People recognise this? Yes, it is Dynamite Decker 2, or you know, a Die Hard trilogy, or whatever it's called, 2 or whatever else. Yeah. I just thought I had the first one on Japanese as well as PAL, so I thought I'd get the second one on the Dreamcast. I think I paid about £45 for this when I bought it. It's about 6 months ago, so yeah. Nice one for a Dreamcast. Again, I didn't have this, and I saw it reasonably cheap, 15. And a lot of people have been saying it's a really good Mario Kart clone. So it's Street Racer, so I thought for 15 quid, I'll get that. Still got the HMV stick on the back for 45, so I kept that on there just for it's part of its history, I suppose. And we started off with a PC Engine console. Well, I've got a couple of PC Engine games to show you guys, which were quite cheap. Cheapest chips, I think this is about £25. B-Ball. It's a bit of a cutesy type. It's like it's top down a bit like Bomberman, I suppose, but it involves moving objects and everything else. It's quite a good little puzzle game, to be perfectly honest, really, and quite cute. So it's a bit underrated. B-Ball is a nice Hudson Soft game. And another one which I got cheap from Japan, imported. Oh, it's got a crack after case. I have to change that. It wasn't cracked before. It must have broke. It's it is Outrun on the Who card. I think I got this for £50, maybe another £10 postage and shipping from Japan. Fortunately, there's a crack on the case now, but I can easily swap out the top case, so it's not a problem for any CD case. Yeah, Outrun on the PC Engine, which is, you know, it's relatively quite a good port, even though I can't get very far in it. I can't confess to be very good at the game, really, but still, it's a nice copy of Outrun. So that's it, guys. That is all my pickups. Like I said, it's not pickups for the past 2 months. This is stuff I've owned for, you know, well, the consoles came in the last 2 months, but like I said, they had been paid for nearly a year ago. And the rest of the stuff I bought, you know, over the past 6 months or so. So it's not recent pickups, but it's stuff I've not shown. But anyway, I hope you're all doing well, and like I said, good health to you all, peaceful 2024, and let's all hope it's going to be a much better year, because, you know, the last 3 years have been shit, haven't they? Anyway, guys, take care, bye.